this restaurant has 0 customers. Same with this one, and this one, even this one. I drive by restaurants like this every single day, and the same thing always comes to mind.
How on earth is this place still open?
In this video, I'm walking into some of the emptiest restaurants I can find to figure out why no one else is showing up, and maybe I'll even discover a hidden gem.
All right, everyone. So behind me is a spot called a Gonet restaurant, which, according to a quick Google search, translates to Auntie's restaurant, which I find very adorable. What's not so adorable is how empty this place is. I'm pretty sure this car belongs to the person that, is working, and the car over there, that one's mine. We'll see. Fingers crossed it's good. I can't even tell what door I'm supposed to go through. Is it this one? Oh! Oh, are you open?
No, not yet.
Is this Gomonet's?
No. They left. Are you looking for Gonet?
Yeah.
They left.
Got it. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Okay. What? I literally could not have scripted that interaction if I wanted to. What are the odds of that? So if it wasn't clear, I guess Gomonet's restaurant wasn't getting enough customers, which fits the theme of this video, but unfortunately also means it's shut down. I guess someone new is opening a restaurant here, but okay. I was craving Korean food, so this is a bit of a bummer. But the good news is I have staked out a few other places that don't get customers, so I guess we'll go to one of those next. Alrighty, y'all, so I've now made it to the next restaurant, and it's called King Jampong. I have confirmed that this place is open since they have an open sign, so let's go inside.
Now, before I answer this fine establishment, I'll be judging every restaurant I visit based on their signature item, the price, and of course, the vibes. Also, I can determine which spot deserves the title of Ultimate Hidden Gem.
Hello. Just for one.
So as expected, the place was completely empty, and I was told to order before finding a table.
Okay, so based on the sign out front, I guess this place serves a fusion of Korean and Chinese food, which is interesting. So let's check out the menu.
There's a big board on the wall listing all of their items, ranging from noodles, rice, and just traditional Korean dishes.
So everything does seem reasonably priced, which is good. The thing is,
since I've never been here before, I have no idea what their best dishes are, and I'm gonna need some help.
So it's my first time here. What would you recommend?
Noodle soup, seafood noodle soup, one jjajangmyeon.
Let's do the noodle soup. For here, yeah, thank you.
The total came out to a bit over $20, and after paying, I found myself a nice little table.
All right, guys, so I just got seated. Now, although this place is empty, I do like the vibe. I like that there's lots of plants everywhere, it's nice and cozy, and it's also a very nice change of pace compared to where I usually go for these videos. Awesome, thank you so much. Ladies and gents, this bowl in front of me smells absolutely divine.
Here we have their kalbi jampong, which is a spicy seafood noodle soup. What's interesting about it is that it actually originated from a Chinese noodle dish before being adapted by Koreans in the early 20th century. But even though this dish does look fantastic,
if it's actually that good, why would this place be empty? That is like crazy good. The first word that came to mind when I took a bite was the word cozy. I don't know how else to explain this, but this is a very comforting noodle dish. The noodles themselves are perfectly cooked. They're nice and bouncy. They got a nice bite to it. It's rich, it's savory. It also has that delicious seafood flavor, which makes sense since I believe it's made with a seafood stock. I'm so wowed by just the noodles and the broth. I completely forgot. There's a whole beef rib here. Look at this thing. Oh man, that came right off the bone.
Since the meat most likely was slow cooked in the broth, it absorbed all of that rich flavor,
which makes it even better. This is like crazy good. All right, everyone, so my meal is complete, and I gotta say, I am very pleasantly surprised. The service was fantastic, which, now that I'm thinking about it, does make sense considering I was the only person in there. But regardless, prices weren't bad. I think the entire meal plus tax and tip came out to like 20 bucks, which is crazy because that was a really big bowl of noodles. And most importantly, the food itself tasted like a home-cooked meal, which is all you can really ask for. This spot is definitely a contender to be named #1 hidden gem at the end of this video. But before that, I do have to answer the question, does this restaurant gain one more customer? I mean, come on, 100%. Yep, you're reading that right. The name of this next restaurant is called Egg Roll Yeh. Yees? Yeah? I'm gonna be honest, I am not entirely sure how to say this. Anyways, I drive by this place all the time and I never see anyone here. But what confuses me the most about it is the fact that on Google, they're rated a pretty high 4.3 stars. However, on Yelp, it's a 2.6. I've never seen that large of a rating difference for one restaurant before, I think ever. So at the very least, my hope is I do not end up with food poisoning. Fingers crossed, we'll see.
As I made my way inside, I really had no idea what to expect. Alright y'all, so I just sat down, and honestly, the vibe in here is a lot more pleasant than I expected it to be. Since I'm the only customer, it's definitely very quiet. You can tell everything including the tables, chairs, and just general decor is quite dated, but despite that, it still felt pretty comfortable in here. Now, based on their name, this restaurant obviously serves Chinese food. There's literally hundreds of options. Of course, it has your classics. We got some General Tso's, hot and sour soup, a bunch of different fried rice options. It honestly might take me a second to pick what I want. Okay, I think I got it. After placing my order, I unfortunately made the mistake of reading a few of Egg Roll Yeh's reviews, and the one that concerned me most came from a lady named Shauna. Apparently, she found a bug in her crab rangoon, even attaching a photo of it, and although the picture is dark and blurry, it still made me a little nervous. Especially since that's one of the dishes I just ordered.
Awesome, thank you so much. Ooh. Here we have 8 beautifully fried crab rangoons. And in the middle, some sweet and sour sauce. Based on Shauna's review, your boy's a little nervous, but let's crack this thing open. Low-key, this is fire. Y'all obviously heard the crunch. There's a good amount of crab in there. The creaminess pairs perfectly with the actual fry. And best of all, before I knock down the rest of these crab rangoons, for my entree, I got a huge portion of the General Tso's chicken, which is a classic Chinese-American dish. Guys, I promise I am not exaggerating. This smells fantastic. One thing I want to immediately point out is that the fry on the chicken itself is spot on. Even though it's dredged in sauce, I can tell it's still gonna be crunchy, which is exactly what you want. Cheers. Guys, what is going on? This General Tso's chicken is killer. It's nice and sweet, tangy, and again, the fry on the chicken is unbelievable. Another thing to point out is even though these pieces of chicken are sauced up, it's not like drowning in sauce, which I feel like a lot of places do. Once I was done eating, I paid the bill, then made my way back outside to leave my review. So it is very safe to say that I am leaving this restaurant very pleasantly surprised. I'll be the first to admit that reading those initial reviews definitely threw me off. And honestly, it probably threw off a lot of other people too, even though the food here was very good. Also, everyone in there was extremely nice. Before even knowing whether I was gonna leave a good review, they literally asked for my YouTube channel just so they could like support me, which is crazy.
They were even more hyped when I told them that the sponsor of today's video is NordVPN.
One of the biggest issues I face when online shopping nowadays is that I'll see something really cool from like TikTok shop.
Then I'll go to buy it, only to get scammed since it was from a fake store the entire time.
But with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro, once it's enabled, it'll literally warn you if you're about to buy something from one of those evil scammers.
Threat Protection Pro also protects you from malware and those really convincing phishing links that try to steal all of your important information.
They're the only VPN that's got an official certification from independent testers, detecting at least 85% of phishing sites, which is a huge deal. Not to mention, they don't track or share anything you do online, and you can literally become safer with just a single click. Sounds like a win-win to me. Head to nordvpn.com/foodie for an exclusive deal plus 4 bonus months. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, that's nordvpn.com/foodie, or you can scan the QR code right here.
And if you don't trust me,
go get us VPN.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Nord.
Thank you.
Anyways, that's enough rambling from me. Egg Roll Yeh is most definitely gaining one more customer and will also be a contender for #1 hidden gem. All right, so next up on my list is a place called Floor's Restaurants. I'm not entirely sure when this restaurant opened, but it literally only has 15 reviews on Google, yet somehow is rated a perfect 5 stars, which is amazing. Clearly, everyone that's eaten here has absolutely loved it. So my question is, why is this restaurant not more popular? Hello. Just for one.
So right away, not only was the restaurant completely empty, I could tell they weren't used to having customers since they responded to me asking for a table with,
No, eat here.
Once everything got sorted, I took a second to look around and immediately realized why this place only has 15 reviews.
Although the food here is supposed to be really, really good, I think the reason nobody is talking about this place is because the inside is kind of boring. I know that sounds dumb, but hear me out.
Studies show that guests are over 2 times more likely to post about a restaurant if it looks really cool or the food is fancy. But because most places get popular thanks to social media nowadays,
Even if someone ate here and enjoyed the food, the odds of them posting about it are extremely low since it's not flashy. The good news is I'm posting about it anyways since what I care about the most is the food.
so on their menu, Floors had a bunch of what I believe are traditional Guatemalan dishes, which I was excited to try. But
Since this is my first time trying Guatemalan food, I want to ask for recommendations. Unfortunately, I don't speak any Spanish, so we'll see how this goes.
thankfully, Google Translate was my friend today, and I was able to order 2 signature Guatemalan dishes. I think.
What I've learned from this interaction is if I'm going to keep filming these videos, I either need to learn other languages or I need to start bringing more people with me.
Picante.
Picante?
Picante, sí. Chicken.
Thank you. Smells good. Here we have an order of chochitos. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not.
So these are pretty much Guatemala's version of a tamale. They're smaller, firmer, and wrapped in dried corn husks instead of banana leaves. They're one of the most traditional dishes in Guatemalan cuisine, and it's been around for centuries.
I was also given some picante to put on top of the chochitos, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. This is like a whole new world for me. I was a little stressed out because of the language barrier, but I'm excited for this. Cheers. Oh, I don't think I've ever had anything like this before. First things first, that picante has a kick. That is like the spiciest thing I've gotten from a restaurant in a while, which does prove to me though that the food here, at the very least, is extremely authentic. It's not catering to like anyone else's tastes. As for the actual chochitos, it's like savory and rich. The inside of this is stuffed with an entire chicken wing, which I've never seen done anywhere else before. Maybe I'm just living under a rock. The meat is super tender, flavorful, but it pairs so well with the doughy corn and the spicy picante.
With the appetizers being this good, I had very high expectations for the entree.
Gracias. Holy moly. Y'all, I came here for a simple meal. I did not think I would be having a feast. So here we have their roasted hen and soup. I'm gonna throw the Spanish name on screen since there is absolutely no chance I pronounced that correctly.
Now this is a very traditional soup served with roasted hen. And in Guatemala, this isn't just an everyday meal. It's the dish people make for weddings, birthdays, and special celebrations.
Now obviously this dish comes with a beautiful roasted hen. We got some rice, cilantro, onions, diced jalapenos, a vegetable soup of some sort.
And of course, beautiful handmade tortillas.
Let's try this soup. Y'all, I feel like I'm playing a video game right now and I've just unlocked an entirely new level. And in this case, a brand new cuisine. Holy guacamole, that is one of the best tasting broths I think I've ever had. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but it like warms my heart. Now let's try the roasted hen.
I'm not gonna lie here, y'all. I wasn't exactly sure how to eat this, but since I was given some tortillas,
I think I'm doing this right. I'm honestly not sure. If you're Guatemalan and watching this, I'm sorry. I want to do it the right way. I don't know how. Cheers. I don't have the words to properly describe this. First off, the roasted hen is cooked perfectly. The meat itself is so juicy and tender. There's no way that's seasoned with just salt and pepper. I feel like they poached it in some type of broth before roasting it, but I'm not entirely sure. Also, while I was eating, my waitress came by and told me that these tortillas specifically are Guatemalan tortillas. I don't really understand the difference, besides the fact that they are a little thicker than the tortillas I'm used to. Either way,
everything about this meal was fantastic. Even though there was a lot to eat, it didn't feel heavy, the flavors were spot on, and seriously, I cannot get over the soup.
So I'm done eating, and the only word I can think of right now that captures my entire experience is wow. In my opinion, I feel like most people outside of Guatemala have not heard of or even tried true Guatemalan cooking, and prior to this, myself included. But I have to say, what I had in there can only be described as the perfect comfort meal. With that being said, Floors is definitely a contender for #1 hidden gem, and also has just gained a new customer. and hopefully lots more. On to the next restaurant. All right, y'all. So behind me is a place known as East Seoul Restaurant and Lounge.
I'm not quite sure when this place opened, but according to their website, they specialize in African cuisine.
I don't think I've ever been to a full-blown African restaurant in my entire life, which means this is gonna be a brand new experience that I am extremely excited for. So let's head inside.
I made my way over to the front doors, and right when I stepped inside, I could already tell they were cooking up something nice in the kitchen.
Okay, so right off the bat, it smells absolutely fantastic in here. If that's a representation of how good the food's gonna be, I have no idea why this place is empty.
As I was led to my table, I took a look around and noticed that although the inside of the restaurant was more decorated than floors, it still wasn't necessarily the most Instagram friendly.
Again, that doesn't bother me one bit, because as long as the food's good, I'm gonna be a happy boy. Okay, as I stated when I was outside like 30 seconds ago, because I've never been to an African restaurant before, your boy has no idea what any of these dishes are, except for like jollof rice. It also doesn't help that there are so many options to pick from. I'm gonna definitely need some help.
They had this bell you could ring for service, which I thought was pretty cool, and when my waitress came over, after telling her this is my first time trying African food, she recommended
Like maybe egusi soup.
Egusi soup? Okay.
To be honest, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but she was super nice, so I trust her.
All right, everyone, so my food should be on the way shortly, and in the meantime, I do need to show y'all what makes this place different from everywhere else. See that? They actually have an Instagram.
I think everyone can agree that one of the best ways to get customers is to have your restaurant go viral.
But despite posting over 500 times, East to Soul Food only has 300 followers, which makes me wonder,
Is the reason they're empty because the food isn't good enough, or is it because of the algorithm?
oh wow. Thank you so much. Ladies and gents, one thing I know for sure is that the food definitely looks Instagram worthy. So here we have the egusi soup, which I was told was made with ground melon seeds.
Originating around Nigeria, Ghana, and Benin, this is a very iconic dish in West African cooking that's been around for hundreds of years,
It comes with beef for some protein and fufu.
which is West Africa's version of a starchy side, made by boiling and pounding cassava, yam, or plantains into a smooth, dense dough.
I also got some jollof rice and chicken. I can already tell this is gonna be good. First things first, I need to unroll the fufu. Now I was told the proper way to eat this is with my hands. What I need to do is basically grab a ball of fufu and then I dip it in this soup. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, where has African food been all my life? This is delicious. For anyone else like me who hasn't had fufu before, flavor-wise, it's pretty mild, and the texture is the real star. It's super doughy, velvety, pillowy, which is exactly why these two pair perfectly. The egusi soup is rich, savory, it's got a nice spice to it, but because I'm eating it with the fufu, it all balances out. And now that we've tried dish number one, it's on to the jollof rice.
This is most definitely the most well-known dish coming out of West Africa. In fact, it's so beloved that countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal have been arguing for decades over who makes it best, in a debate commonly known as the Jollof Wars.
Oh my gosh, I wish you were here with me. This smells so good. Cheers. Yeah, that's good. That is really, really good.
Since jollof rice is made with tomatoes, peppers, garlic, and onion,
Then cooked in a stock, all of those flavors just blend together perfectly, and it's like a party in your mouth. Oh yeah. Also texture-wise, like, that is some fluffy rice. I have no idea what sauce they coated this drumstick in, but I want some more of that. This is crazy good. As expected, the meat is very tender, juicy, it's not dry, which is always what you want. And man, this sauce, I don't even know how to explain it. It's nice and sweet, salty, it's very bright.
maybe it's because I've never eaten food like this before, but I was devouring everything in front of me. At least until I got really full and had to get the rest boxed up. I paid the bill, which came out to around 46 bucks, which I felt was a pretty good deal. Then the unexpected happened.
All right, everyone, so I'm here with
Sandra.
She is the owner of East Seoul and was very nice enough to chat with me. How long have y'all been open?
We opened there last year,
Wow, so not that long ago.
not so long ago.
So this is my first time having African food. Do you feel like a lot of people don't give African cuisine a chance?
I think so. Though we we've had a whole lot of different people from different backgrounds, believe that they don't really know it much, but the moment they get to have the opportunity to try it, they just love it.
For everyone watching the video right now, who's maybe never tried African food or
Try it.
obviously have never been to this restaurant, what's one thing you would tell them about your food, about your cooking, about the culture behind the food?
So it's a soul food. We have like 250 tribes in my country, and we incorporate those dishes here so that everybody will have a part of their food being represented here.
So the food here represents your story.
It represents my story because I'm from Nigeria. I'm from eastern part of Nigeria, which is where the name came from, is Seoul.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. I had a fantastic time here. It was also very nice meeting you.
I mean, it's a pleasure, having you around, and I'm so glad that you love the food. Guys, you need to come in just like he did and have a taste of the food. Yes.
Heck yeah. So I'm done with my meal, and I'm sure everyone already knows, but I'm gonna say it anyways. East to Seoul Restaurant and Lounge is definitely gaining me as a new customer. Now that I've said all that, it's time for me to decide which of the restaurants I've visited today deserves the title of the #1 hidden gem. Fake drum roll. I'm standing right in front of it. Not only was the service great, the prices surprisingly weren't bad. The owner was extremely nice, and most importantly, the food was the bomb. I love being able to try new dishes and cuisines, especially from restaurants with a story. One thing I've learned while filming this that I want everyone watching to take away is that one of the best meals you'll ever have might be sitting somewhere completely empty. So, it's up to you to go find it.